Shabbat shalom to everybody joining us in the live Zoom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom to everybody joining us in YouTube on the live replay.
Shabbat shalom.
Replay, not the live replay, the replay. I'm Aki Shlomo,
Koti Ripkaya.
the beautiful and lovely. Just barely putting up with me today.
I'm here, baby. I'm here. What can I say?
And let me say congratulations, family, because we have made it through another book. Give yourselves a big hand, pat on the back, whatever you want to do. We are through 1 Samuel and entering into 2 Samuel. Y'all ready for this?
Yes. Let's do it.
Chugging right along, fam. Chug a love, chug a love. Shalom.
Hey, Shabbat shalom, sis. Shabbat shalom, Koti.
Shabbat shalom, y'all.
Hey, hey, hey.
How's everybody doing? Can y'all hear us okay? Do we have a delay? Can we get a 7 if y'all can hear us? Okay. All right. So, Rib showed me, little birdie told me, we got congratulations in order that somebody else just kicked off their YouTube channel. Congratulations, sis.
Congratulations, Koti. She's doing her thing, putting in that work. We check in, but we never check out.
Dang.
Go to work, check in, but we never check out.
What's the name of the channel again, sis?
Smoking mirrors.
Smoking mirrors.
Smoking Mirrors. That's cool.
By Koti Gabor. Y'all check it out.
Dang. How's everybody? Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. What was you going to say?
No, I was saying like it's about debunking a lot of the things, especially like that we've been hearing about certain stuff as far as brews. And just getting the correct information.
A lot of stress getting your first video up there?
It was because I had to change my the outlook so many times. Like I was gonna be like more engaged. I was gonna show myself. And a couple of the coaches was like, "You doing too much."
Really? No. No.
You know, I was trying. It was some animals involved in my original filming. You know, me trying to. I was trying, girl. I had this backdrop where I was gonna be running from asteroids, all kind of stuff like that. That
Girl,
was like if you don't think out somewhere.
Hey, look.
Do your thing.
Don't limit your creativity.
I was telling you.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying it was just I was doing too much, and my and y'all sitting over here. He was just like, "Yeah, baby, whatever you want to do." But what he like, you want to be surrounded by some sheep and goats? Let's go get the sheep and goats.
They said my first video, I was so nervous, man. I'm talking about I just spoke in one. Did you listen to some early Butter Baby chapters?
Yada yada.
Yes, I did. I love those chapters.
Girl,
but me
so
too.
crazy.
Even with my first one, like Coty Tasha and Kimmy and both the Keishas, they were like my beta. They were my beta testers. So even when they first seen it or whatever, they had just like gave me suggestions like, okay, you just need to do this, or it wasn't even too much that I had to like tweak.
Yeah.
But it was just, yeah, it was like, and even Kimmy, because I was trying to book a trip to Africa at one point.
Wow.
And Kimmy was like, I'm telling y'all, I was over here doing a lot. I was doing a lot. Kimmy was like, Toad, no, this not what we gonna do. This,
not Africa.
So she was like, no, Coty Tasha, but see, and that's when I realized that Coty Tasha, she really is my spirit sister. Because she was like, let's go. Where are we going? She was like, let's go, Coach. I'll go with you.
You need to be.
So you're gonna need somebody to work the camera. So we're gonna be Africa.
But my Darian was looking at Kimmy like, Kimmy, you the only hoe we got, because Tasha is gonna roll with her, and these two fools gonna have us in the jungles of Africa. He was like, babe, somebody gonna steal you. He like, I could just see it now. I'm like, let's go. We going to film right on Mount Eric. Kimmy was like, no, you're not. So no, you're not. You're not doing that. No, ma'am.
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness.
The first video me and her did for our channel, for this channel, I can remember in my mind, the intro I was trying to do for it, major motion picture, Jack. I'm like, I'm trying to cut and splice.
He had the horses running in a waterfall.
And I had that thing shut down, like my computer froze up on me like 4 times trying to do it. And what it wound up being was, even that was really scaled back from the original. Because I put, hours and hours into the edit for the intro and for the whole video. But the intro was the main thing. It had to be just right. Music had to line up with the scenes and
cinematic
all
drops.
the cuts and everything. Shabbat shalom,
hey,
everybody.
Shabbat shalom, y'all entering.
Yeah, that first video, it was stressful for me. That's why I asked you that, because I can remember the stress of just trying to get that first video up, her too.
Y'all got
it was so stressful.
Yeah, eat some of the spinach.
No, y'all sister ain't had no coffee today. He trying to get me to drink tea instead. I like tea, but I don't like tea like instead of coffee. You know what I mean? I need my coffee, and I can't trick my brain like, "Hey, brain, this tea is coffee."
My father sent a clipping of a black and white cartoon and asked me if my children got it. And it was a bar saloon with a whole bunch of fellas laid out all on the tables like they had just got whooped. And the police officer standing there talking to the lady. And she like, it was a little guy. All I know is he whipped out a can of spinach, popped it open, and some crazy music started playing. But just look at the place.
Who that say they don't like coffee? You don't like coffee? Oh my goodness.
Really? I don't like it. I just drink it for the effect.
If my morning don't start with coffee, and I know it's so cliche and so bad, but
say coffee or mimosa is one of them.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. That'll work too, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that tea, that might get me right. It's just been a long week. But what week ain't long, right, y'all? Was she rude to y'all without coffee?
No, I had coffee. I was prepared.
Oh.
No way I'm in a group setting without coffee.
So it's not gonna work.
I had coffee. I had my coffee. I think, didn't I?
Well, I think one day the coffee was a little late getting started.
Oh.
And we were scrambling. I think we had like Israel or somebody scrambling trying to get the coffee on for you. So I don't know. You might have showed out a little bit that day.
Oh no. I'm so pleasant. I was like that too, Cozy. I stopped drinking about a month ago, but I swear I didn't think I was gonna make it this far. Yeah, I don't. I'm not very sociable, and now he got me on camera. Here we go.
No coffee or mimosa.
Neither. It's good old fashioned H2O.
Shabbat shalom, Aki. I apologize. So look, got some things you want to bring to the mic, share anything. We will jump on in. Shabbat shalom, everybody entering as we get ready to start this off. Yeah, we'll jump right on in.
Toda, Coty.
Toda.
There's a couple anniversaries. Coty Gabora.
Okay.
When you say you guys were you in June? July?
No, ours was yesterday.
Right, that's right. Yep.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Congratulations.
I seen Coty Raven Yacht.
Coty Raven Yacht. Yep, her anniversary.
Shabbat shalom. If y'all having to watch this later.
Okay.
I mean,
happy anniversary.
If y'all start to watch this later.
Shabbat shalom, Motorola.
We had 21 years. I said August the 3rd, we had 21 years.
Congratulations.
We trying to get like y'all.
Congratulations, yes. Who is Motorola? Motorola Moto? Shabbat shalom.
What about y'all, brother? Did somebody send in a link so they can tune in?
Maybe that's him.
Send it to him.
Maybe that's him. You think so?
No. But hey, shalom, Maki.
Okay,
welcome.
All right.
How's everything going, bro? Blessed, I hope. I pray. Good deal. Hallelujah. So, to anyone that's new, just in case, what we do with this series is we just read through the scriptures. Rib and I feel like the best way to get a solid foundation for the truth, if you say you believe in the Bible, is to actually read it. Because what good is saying you believe in something you have never read, cover to cover? And so, being as though this is at least 66, individual books, we know that sometimes people get dissuaded by the sheer volume. And some of Rib's occultees put out some requests and were like, hey, can we do it together? And after a lot of resistance, we finally was like, yeah, let's do it. So here we are. And we are picking up today in 2 Samuel, chapter 1. And I think it's done.
Hallelujah. Let's jump it off.
All
right. And it came to be after the death of Shaul.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
And it came to be after the death of Shaul, when David had returned from striking the Amalekites, that David remained 2 days in Zildak. And it came to be on the third day that, see, a man came out of the camp from Shaul with his garments torn and dust on his head. And it came to be, when he came to David, that he fell to the ground and did obeisance. And David said to him, from where do you come? And he said to him, I have escaped from the camp of Israel. And David said to him, what was the matter? Please inform me. And he said, the people have fled from the battle. And also many of the people have fallen and are dead. And Saul and Jonathan, his son, are dead too.
Just a real quick recap for those that either weren't privy to the last chapter or don't remember. So King David has fled from King Saul, who has this reoccurring evil spirit that settles upon him and causes him to want to kill David. So in order for David not to raise his hand against the king, he goes to Amalek, to the land of the Amalekites, makes friends with the king of the Amalekites, and is telling the king of the Amalekites that on his day journeys, he's going out and killing the Israelites that are trying to encroach upon the Amalekite outskirts. When in actuality, he knocking off the Amalekites. But then the Amalekites go to war with the Israelites. And the king, I think his name was Ziklag, tries to take Dawid with him, and all the council comes and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
What you doing?
You know who Dawid is, right? He can't go. I know that's your guy, but he can't go to battle with us.
Trust him fighting his own people.
Yeah, what if he turned against us? And so in these battles, that's what's going on. Now King Saul has died in the battles with Israel versus the Amalekites, and his son Joseph has died. And so this guy's coming back from that. Jonathan, thank you. So this guy's coming back from one of those battles. That's where we at. Okay.
And the young man who informed him said, by chance, I was on Mount Gilboa, and I saw Saul leaning on his spear, and see the chariots and the horsemen followed hard after him. And when he looked behind him, he saw me and called to me, and I answered, here I am. And he said to me, who are you? So I answered to him, I am an Amalekite. And he said to me, please stand over me and put me to death, for agony has seized me, but my life is still in me. So I stood beside him and I put him to death, for I knew he would not live after he had fallen. And I took the diadem that was on his head and the bracelet that was on his arm, and I had brought them here to my master. And Dawid took a hold of his garments and tore them, and also all the men who were with him. And they mourned and they wept and they fasted until evening for Saul and for Yehonathan his son, and for the people of Yahuwah and for the house of Israel, because they had fallen by the sword. Then Dawid asked the young man who had informed him, where are you from? And he answered, I am the son of a sojourner, an Amalekite. And Dawid said to him, how was it you were not afraid to stretch out your hand to destroy the anointing of Yahuwah? And Dawid called one of the young men and said, draw near and fall on him. And he struck him so that he died. And Dawid said to him, your blood is on your own head, for your own mouth has witnessed against you, saying, I myself have put to death the anointing of Yahuwah. Dawid wasn't no joke. And he had lost his friend, Jonathan, and he was not a pleasant person to be around at this moment.
So he did all the mourning first, but then he came up out of that morning like, who you say you was? Yeah. Why were you not? No.
Yeah, you weren't afraid. You thought it was good to come to me with this? Because
you brought me the crown and the bracelets. Yeah. You thought that was gonna spare your life.
Right. Then Dawid lamented with the lamentation of over Saul and over Yehonathan his son.
With this lamentation.
Mm-hmm. And he declared the bow to be taught to the children of Yehudah. See, it is written in the book of Jasher. The splendor of Israel is slain on your high places. How the mighty have fallen. Declared not in Gath, proclaiming not in the streets of the Ashkelon. Lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice. Lest the daughters of the uncircumcised exult. Mountains of Gilboa, no dew or rain be upon you, nor fields or offerings. For there the shield of the mighty lay rejected, and the shield of Shaul not anointed with oil. From the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Yehonathan did not turn back, and the sword of Shaul did not return empty. Shaul and Yehonathan were beloved and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not parted. They were swifter than eagles, and they were stronger than lions. Daughters of Israel, weep over Shaul, who wrapped you in scarlet with finery, who decked your robes with ornaments of gold. How the mighty have fallen in the midst of the battle. Yehonathan was slain in your high places. I am distressed for you, my brother Yehonathan, for you have been very pleasant to me. Your love to me was wondrous, surpassing the love of a woman. How the mighty have fallen, and the weapons of battle perish.
Of women.
Yeah. Of women.
All right. So this is interesting. First of all, just I hate that we got to bring this up every time we deal with David and Jonathan, but do we need to clarify that this was his boy? This was like his brother. So he was making it clear that this is love beyond the affection that those of the opposite sex share for each other.
Yeah.
Not nothing Greek.
Yeah.
Or Egyptian for that matter, if you didn't know.
Or Babylonian.
Or Babylonian.
Strange things going
on. But here's the thing that I wanted to point out, because we just said that there's at least 66 books, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so here's one of the places where you read, I'm sorry, excuse me 1 second. Let me mute myself. Okay, fine. I apologize. So we said there's at least 66 books, but here's one of the places where you read about a book that's not in the standard 66. And you read it in 2 different places in your King James Version. But right here in verse 18, it says he ordered the bow. The bow is obviously the name of this song, poem, however you want to, that's the name of it, to be taught to the children of Yehuda. And then he says, see, it is written in the book of Jasher. Okay, well, where's the book of Jasher? It's not in the standard 66. That means there's a book here that is mentioned by the writer of this book that you got to go find somewhere else if you want to read what it's talking about.
I removed it.
And it's really good.
It is.
So if you get a chance to read it.
If anybody have one of the original, I think it's still in, like, some people have the what's the name of that Bible? The Sefer. I think isn't it still in the Sefer? Still a
I
part
don't know
of
if
the
it's
Sefer.
in Sefer, but
I know it's part of the original King James.
It should be. I think
16,
you're talking about 1611. That's the apocrypha that's still in there. I don't remember about Jasher.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not. I just remember. It is in the Sefer?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. It is mentioned in quoted form because it's actually a name also. I believe that's why it's in quoted form. I could be wrong. What's your estimation, sis? Why you think it's in quoted form?
She said it's mentioned and quoted from.
And quoted from.
Gotcha. So they make quotes from it.
My dyslexia kicking up on. I apologize.
I think it was in that baloney they used to feed us as kids.
It's
remember that? Yeah, everybody had dyslexia. Damn baloney was messing us up.
Okay. So Jasher is actually the book of the just. That's what I thought you were talking about. But it's actually the translation is the book of the just or the book of the righteous. Chapter 2. The natives are a little restless today, y'all. I apologize. A little difficult to get them wrangled in. Chapter 2. And it came to be afterwards that Dawid inquired of Yahuwah, saying, do I go up to any of the cities of Yehuda? This is interesting, because he didn't just go take the throne right away. Is that Kiefer? That's your line? Your line, move where we can see you, please. What's your book? What's your book? Thank you, sir. Saying, do I go up to the cities of Yehuda? And Yahuwah said to him, go up. And Dawid said, where should I go? And he said, to Hebron. And Dawid went up there, as well as his 2 wives, Ahinoam, the Israelitess, and Abigail, the widow of Nabal, the Carmelite. And Dawid brought up the men who were with him, each man with his household, and they dwelt in the cities of Hebron. And the men of Yehuda came and anointed Dawid king or sovereign over the house of Yehuda there. They also reported to Dawid, saying, the men of Yabesh Gilead are they who buried Shaul. Dawid then sent messengers to the men of Yabesh Gilead and said to them, you are blessed of Yahuwah, for you have shown this loving commitment to your master, to Shaul, that you buried him. And now Yahuwah, showing loving commitment and truth to you, and I am also going to do good to you, because you have done this deed. And now let your hands be strengthened and be brave, for your master Shaul is dead. And also the house of Yehuda has anointed me sovereign over them. But Abner, son of Ner, commander of the army of Shaul, took Ishbosheth, the son of Shaul, and brought him over to Manahaim, and set him up to reign over Gilead, and over the Asherites, and over Israel, Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel. So now we got 2 kings. How's that going to work? And set him up to reign over Gilead. Already. Ishbosheth, son of Shaul, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and he reigned 2 years. Only the house of Yehuda followed Dawid. And the time that Dawid was sovereign in Hebron over the house of Yehuda was 7 years and 6 new moons, 7 years and 6 months. And Abner, son of Ner, and the servants of Ishbosheth, son of Shaul, went out from Manahaim to Gibeon. And Joab, son of Zuriah, the servants of Dawid, went out and met them by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, one on one side of the pool and the other on the other side of the pool. And Abner said to Joab, "Let the young men now rise and compete before us." So Joab said, "Let them rise." And they rose and went by a number, 12 from Benjamin, followers of Ishbosheth, son of Shaul, and 12 from the servants of Dawid. And each man took hold of his opponent by the head and thrust his sword in his opponent's side, and they fell down together. So that place was called the Field of Sharp Swords, which is in Gibeon. And the battle was fierce that day. And Abner and the men of Israel were smitten before the servants of Dawid. And there were 3 sons of Zuriah there, Joab, Abishai, Ashael. And Ashael was light on his feet, as one of the gazelles in the field. And Ashael pursued Abner, and in going he did not turn aside to the right or to the left from following Abner. Oh boy. And Abner looked behind him and said, "Are you Ashael? I heard about you." And he answered, "I am." And Abner said to him, "Turn aside to your right or to your left and lay hold of one of the young men and take his armor for yourself." But Ashael would not turn aside from following him. And Abner said again to Ashael, "Turn aside from following me. Why should I strike you to the ground? How then could I face your brother Joab?" These were the twins, right? Mm-hmm. So these twins, if I remember correctly, were one of David's sister sons, I believe. Okay. One of them winds up being one of David's most trusted soldiers, if I remember correctly. But he refused to turn aside, and Abner struck him with the blunt end of the spear in the stomach, so that the spear came out of his back. Oh, wow. And he fell down there and died on the spot. And it came to be that as many as came to that place where Ashael fell down and died, stood still. And Joab, they didn't know how to report this, and Abishai pursued Abner. And the sun was going down, and they came to the hill of Ammah, which overlooks Giah, by the way to the wilderness of Gibeon. And the children of Benjamin gathered together behind Abner and became a single company and took their stand on top of a hill. And Abner called to Joab and said, "Should the sword devour forever? Do you not know that it is bitter in the latter end? And when are you going to say to the people to turn back from pursuing their brothers?" And Joab said, "As Elohim lives, if you had not spoken, then all the people would have given up pursuing their brothers only the next morning." Joab then blew with a shofar, and all the people halted and pursued Israel no further, nor did they fight anymore. And Abner and his men went on all that night through the desert plain and passed over the Yarden and went through all Bithron. And they came to Manahaim. And Joab turned back from pursuing Abner. And when he had gathered all the people together, there were missing of David's servants 19 men and Ashael. But the servants of Dawid had stricken of Benjamin and Abner's men 360 men who died. And they went and they brought Ashael and buried him in his father's burial site, which was in Bethlehem. And Joab and his men went all night, and they came to Hebron at daybreak. Wow. All right, chapter 3.
18, 20?
Sure. What 2019?
2019. All right. And the fighting between the house of Shaul and the house of Dawid was long drawn out. But Dawid was going on and was strong, and the house of Shaul was going on and was weak. And sons were born to Dawid in Hebron. And his firstborn was Amnon by Ahinoam, the Israelites. And his second, Caleb by Abigail, the widow of Nabal, the Carmelite. And the third, Absalom, son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmiah, sovereign of Geshur. And the fourth, Adoniah, son of Haggith. The fifth, Sheptiah, son of Abitol. The sixth, Yethram, by Dawid's wife, Iglah. These were born to Dawid in Hebron. And it came to be, while there was fighting between the house of Shaul and the house of Dawid, that Abner was strengthening himself in the house of Shaul. And Shaul had a concubine whose name was Ripspa, daughter of Ayah. And Ishbosheth said to Abner, "Why have you gone into your father's concubine?" My father's concubine. And Abner was very displeased at the words of Ishbosheth and said, "Am I a dog's head that belongs to Yehudah, that I show loving commitment to the house of Shaul, your father, to his brothers, and to his friends today, and have not let you fall into the hand of Dawid, that you charge me today with a sin concerning this woman? Elohim does to Abner, and more also, if I do not do for Dawid as Yahuwah has sworn to him, to cause the rain to pass over from the house of Shaul, and to raise up the throne of Dawid over Israel and over Yehudah from Dan to Beersheba." And he was unable to answer Abner another word because he feared him. And Abner sent messages on his behalf to Dawid, saying, "Whose is the land?" Saying also, "Make your covenant with me, and see, my hand is with you to bring all Israel to you." And Dawid said, "Good, I make a covenant with you. Only one matter I am asking of you. You do not see my face unless you first bring Milcah, daughter of Shaul, when you come to see my face." Dawid then sent messengers to Ishbosheth, son of Shaul, saying, "Give me my wife Milcah, to whom I became engaged for 100 foreskins of the Philistines." And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, from Paltiel, son of Laish. But her husband went with her to Burham, going on and weeping behind her. And Abner said to him, "Go, turn back." And he turned back. And Abner had a word with the elders of Israel, saying, "In time past you were seeking for Dawid to be sovereign over you, and now do it. For Yahuwah has spoken of Dawid, saying, by the hand of my servant Dawid, I saved my people Israel from the hand of the Philistines and the hand of all of their enemies." And Abner also spoke in the hearing of Benjamin. And Abner also went to speak in the hearing of Dawid in Hebron, all that seemed good to Israel and all the house of Benjamin.
And Abner and 20 men with him came to Dawid at Hebron. And Dawid made a feast for Abner and the men who were with him. And Abner said to Dawid, "Let me arise and go and gather all Israel to my master, the sovereign, and let them make a covenant with you, and you shall reign over all that your being desires." And Dawid sent Abner away, and he went in peace. And see, the servants of Dawid and Joab came from a raid and brought much spoil with them. But Abner was not with Dawid in Hebron, for he had sent him away, and he had gone in peace. And Joab and all the army that was with him came. And they reported to Joab, saying, "Abner, son of Ner, came to the sovereign, and he sent him away, and he has gone in peace." And Joab went to the sovereign and said, "What have you done? See, Abner has come to you. Why is it that you sent him away and he is already gone? You know that Abner, son of Ner, came to deceive you, to know your going out and your coming in, and to know all that you are doing." Joab then left Dawid, and he sent messengers after Abner, who brought him back from the well of Sirah. But Dawid did not know it. Thus Abner returned to Hebron, and Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him privately, and there struck him in the stomach, so that he died for the blood of Asahel, his brother. Ooh-wee, he never let it go. And when Dawid heard it afterwards, he said, "My reign and I are guiltless before Yahuwah forever of the blood of Abner, son of Ner. Let it rest on the head of Joab and on all his father's house. And let there never fail to be in the house of Joab one who has a discharge, or is a leper, or who is taking hold of a staff,
Dang.
or falls by the sword, or lacks bread." So Joab and Abishai, his brother, killed Abner, because he had killed their brother, Asahel, at Gibeon in the battle. And Dawid said to Joab and to all the people who were with him, "Tear your garments, gird yourselves with sackcloth, and mourn for Abner." And sovereign Dawid followed the coffin, and they buried Abner in Hebron. And the sovereign lifted up his voice and wept at the burial site of Abner. And all the people wept. And the sovereign sang a lament over Abner and said, "Should Abner die as a fool dies? Your hands were not bound, nor your feet put in shackles. As one who falls before sons of evil, so you fell." And all the people wept over him again. And all the people came to cause Dawid to eat food while it was still day. But Dawid swore, saying, "Elohim do so to me, and more so if I taste bread or whatever else till the sun goes down." And all the people took note of it, and it was good in their eyes, since whatever the sovereign did was good in the eyes of all the people. They like that one. And all the people and all Israel knew that day that it had not been the sovereign's intent to kill Abner, son of Ner. The sovereign also said to his servants, do you not know that a prince and a great one has fallen in Israel today? And I am weak today, though anointed sovereign. And these men, the sons of Suriah, are too harsh for me. Let Yahuwah repay the evildoer against his evil. Suriah is his sister. Wow. Yeah.
So Suriah is his sister?
I believe so. Yeah, those were his nephews.
Did he put a curse on them that no man let no head? Okay.
$28?
Yeah, 29. Is it let it rest on the head of Joab and all his father's house, and let there never fail to be in the house of Joab one who has a discharge, or is a leper, or who is taken hold of a staff, or falls by the sword, or who lacks bread. Now, y'all keep this in mind when y'all see some of the stuff happening to some of these people today. Where you say, man, that whole family got sickle cell, and they all, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what. And then this is serious and unfortunate events that happened to him. You know, the son got shot, but then the daughter, you know, she had the sickle cell, and all her babies had sickle cell, and then 2 of the babies died. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said never. You know what I'm saying? Meaning it don't stop. This curse that he put on them, it don't stop. It's still going to this very day.
And that was his man, that was his road dogs. Remember those 2 twins were mighty warriors for Dawid. You know what I mean? Like, he really loved them, but at the same time, and I won't even pretend that Dawid probably didn't want
Abner gone.
Yeah. But this thing kept happening around Dawid where people died. You know, it was blood all around Dawid. And you know, he would wash his hands when he could of it, but it just kept happening.
But that's one of the signs of a good ruler. You know what I'm saying? Can you do what's right even when your own emotions are involved? So even though somebody wrongs you personally,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But you know, for the greater good, them continuing on is what's right. Can you still make that call, like to be like, although you wronged me personally, I ain't gonna be petty against you. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, try to kill you, even though I'm the king.
Right.
Because you had kings back then, man. You even looked at them wrong. They off with his head.
Yeah. What's that saying? With great power comes great responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's you have to judge righteously.
Yeah.
And just because he was in that position, look what he went through.
Shabbat shalom, Coach.
Shabbat shalom.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. Hey, how you been?
I know. I'll see.
Even though, look what he went through with Saul, King Saul.
Yeah.
King Saul or Shaul. He was the king and had the ultimate authority in the land. And that king, although he had ultimate authority, did with it what he pleased. When he got mad at Dawid, he tried to kill Dawid.
Mm-hmm.
When he was good with Dawid, he welcomed him like his own son. And he was fickle and emotional like that. Dawid has some emotions too. But he tried not to let his emotions run.
When it came to judgment, when it came to
his righteous judgment.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the qualities that the Most High liked about him, because although he was just a man and very passionate and very, just not afraid to express himself and admit when he wrong and just do these kind of things. When it came down to passing righteous judgment, he didn't let his own you couldn't bribe him. So just because I get a king all the finest things is that, it don't mean that if push come to shove and you mess up that he won't get you, that you won't die just like the poor man.
Right.
Dawid didn't, rich is poor, it didn't matter to him. Like, you insult him, you insult his child, but in all righteousness, in all fairness, you don't deserve to die for it. He won't kill you, but
not by his hand anyway.
Yeah.
You got a point. So she said Joab was his general.
Yeah.
So he expected more. I believe that. But at the same time, that was Joab's brother.
Yeah.
And so did he die because y'all allowed him to die? For killing Ashiel? Maybe. And then he had to take his punishment too. God moves in mysterious ways.
Hey, sometimes, sometimes I want to punish two individuals at the same time. So he'll cause them to clash against each other and take each other out. It just, I think that, the Most High is just. And so
I agree.
Everybody gonna get what they owe. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get what you owe. Like, you do stuff in the dark and you think can't nobody see you, he can see you. You're gonna get what you owe.
Right.
So my man thought because he did that, but then he put the king up on the throne,
right.
Fade away for the king.
Right.
Oh, I got
you.
I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Over in Shaul's camp, like, man, you thought I was with you?
Please. Let man, no.
Coach Latasha, I seen your hand up earlier. There you go. Come on.
Oh no, I was about to say, no, because I did see when they was when I first read it about the book of Jasher, and then I was looking at it, I'm like, I wonder if everybody else peeped this. But no, I was going to say with Abner, he did, because he was trying to put fear inside of Shaul's son, knowing like he was the one that was really in charge of the people. The people was really listening to him and not the son. Right. So he was afraid, like, if I don't follow him, then he probably, put death to me. And I don't want that to happen, even though in the next chapter he died anyway. But, he, like Abner, I don't know, maybe that was his punishment, because he was trying to be, like Yoav say, he was trying to be slick and play both sides.
Right.
And like he knew it was a sin for him to go and sleep with Shaul's concubine.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to play it like, you want to try to sin against me, and I'm the one that's keeping you alive.
Right.
What? Mm-hmm. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Mm.
He lost
So Abner was, I mean,
points. Go ahead, sis. You say what?
yeah, he was trying to use him. So I feel like, not saying he was trying to use him. So I feel like Abner is, like you said, the Most High do things in mysterious ways. So he may have supposed to die that way, but Dawid didn't want. I mean, I guess because he felt like he made peace with him, so they should have let it go. But Joab was like, no, he killed my brother. Like, I'm not letting it go. Could you imagine Joab being on Dawid's side all this time and being a general, and then he hear this curse fall upon his family, and in his mind he gotta bite that bullet because he like, I done backed you up so many times, and you gonna curse me? Imagine like trying to bite that bullet, and you want to say something so bad, and you can't. You go in your chambers and just cuss him out real good.
Listen, I think ultimately they were still a little afraid of Dawid though. Even at this point.
Dawid was definitely, you know.
And Dawid still had other, I know that was his general, but Dawid still had
Benaiah,
close circle of
still sitting
deadly killers. Yeah.
He had them assassins that was never too far from him.
Think about when he just, when the young man came and told him that he killed Shaul, Dawid didn't kill him himself. They just said he told one of the young men, hey,
take care of that.
And he was dead.
Yeah.
Within the minute, Koti Antoinette said Dawid was very passionate also. He was not afraid to grieve. Cain, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Dawid ruled the way y'all wanted the nation to be ruled. We just talking to our children about that. Man after y'all's own heart. Shabbat shalom, sis. Cain, we will see you next week. We're gonna shut it down as well because we're gonna try to rest up if we can after you guys come to the mic. Try to get a little rest before we hit the road tomorrow. Koti Gabor.
I just wanted to. I know you was hitting on the fact that the book of Jasher was mentioned.
Yes.
In these texts. Also, that's one of the things that I addressed in the video that I dropped today. Ooh. That the word apocrypha in Hebrew actually means external books. It doesn't mean the same thing that it means in English. So in the Hebrew, those books, the books that are considered apocrypha means external books. And in Greek, they mean books that are hidden away.
Yeah, got you. Do you remember what the Hebrew word is that they translated into apocrypha before they called it apocryphal?
I'm not even gonna try to butcher that.
It's cool. I was just curious. It's cool. But yeah, good point. I didn't know that. That's a good point.
Yeah, I have the words, like even in my slide, I didn't butcher it, but I have the actual Hebrew words.
Okay.
I have the actual Hebrew words on things that I addressed that were like, because the first video was addressing like a lot of the myths, a lot of the words that are in the English translation that don't mean exactly what we think they mean.
Right.
In English. So that was one of the things that I addressed as well. Because, moving forward, especially when I start talking about Noah or I start presenting the proof about Noah, a lot of that is coming from the Apocrypha because, his birth or the fact that he was born how he was is only mentioned in the books of Enoch. They aren't mentioned in the Standard 66. So a lot of the stuff from Noah is going to be, coming from that book. So I wanted to address like the translations and what they mean and all of that kind of stuff ahead of time. So once I'm talking about this stuff, I don't get those Hebrews that come from the side that be like, oh, but the Apocrypha said it's a mythical book and da 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 da. No, bro, nah. That's not what it means.
I got you. Laying the groundwork before you get to it. That's a good deal.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Good job, sis. Congratulations again on that channel. I know that's work.
Again, go ahead, sis, and plug the channel again.
Smoke and mirrors, sis. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. So
Yes.
go ahead.
I sent Tasha posted the link in our our Coty chat.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
All right, y'all. Smoke and mirrors on YouTube.
Y'all go like, subscribe, and
Support the fam.
share all that good stuff.
Family doing the work. That's all we can do, y'all. We gotta do the best we can and spread this word. We all gotta get out there and do some work.
It take all hands on deck.
We running out of time. We run out of time.
Anybody else want to come up to the mic? Questions, comments? All right, fam. If you can't tell,
I do.
go ahead, sis.
I have one question.
Mhm.
The feast day that's coming up, Feast of Trumpets. I know, like a few people. I don't think I see Keisha's in here, but they never observed the feast, and I wanted to know maybe if we could do like a video explaining it to them so they can understand what the Feast of Trumpets is. Like maybe like a brief description next Shabbat, after Shabbat, just a brief description of what, because they always ask like, what do we do on the Feast of Trumpets besides blow the trumpet? So
yeah, I got you.
I don't know.
Next Shabbat, Rib and I are going to be out of town. We won't quite be back from our anniversary trip. So we're gonna be gone for 7 days out of the country. Y'all willing, we'll be back safely on Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
If the hurricanes don't come sweep us away.
It was a hurricane for our honeymoon. Just a hurricane.
Got married in the eye of the storm. But anyway, we have at least two videos talking about trumpets. I was gonna say maybe we could watch them and then have a discussion about it if y'all would like. Maybe the Shabbat after next. You guys want to do that?
Sounds good.
Hey, that's fine with me.
Okay. Let's do that. So trumpets is very important. Most of these feasts, it is good to understand that they are usually dual in nature. There's usually the literal what is being asked of you in the so-called Old Testament, but there's also a connection with Messiah, either in his return, in his first coming in the flesh, or either in his second coming, or something of that nature.
And everybody who profess that to love him and know that he died for your sins and his blood covers you, without understanding those feasts, then you have no idea in what ways.
Yeah, the feasts are part of his testimony. So when we talk about all of those scriptures that say that you have to have faith, that you have to keep the law and have the testimony of Messiah, that is part of his testimony. Isaiah 8:20. Oh man, don't let me butcher that. In Revelations, it says the saints are those who keep the law and have the testimony of the witness. That's part of his testimony. It's not the only part of his testimony, but it is a big part.
You hit it, bro. Good.
Is it Isaiah 8:20?
Yeah.
Okay, hallelujah.
To the Torah and to the witness. If they do not speak according to this word, it is because they have no daybreak.
Okay. So yeah, you have to have the law and the testimony of Messiah. And that is part of it. And I'll say that like 5 times, but it's that important. So yeah, we can do that. Shabbat after next. We can go over Feast of Trumpets, which is an ushering in of things to come.
Yep.
Anybody know what the law of the trumpets is offhand? If you had to hurry up and put your finger on it.
Deuteronomy something. And then
I heard Leviticus, I heard
Exodus,
Deuteronomy, I heard
Exodus.
Exodus.
around the time they went to Mount Zion, right? No,
Ooh.
it wasn't.
So you hear trumpet.
Numbers 10.
Numbers 10.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
Okay.
That's what I'm Kim.
So if you need to know
Woo.
what the
That's
sounds of the trumpets mean, that's the law of the trumpets.
This is
So-
the sword training on point.
This trumpet means that. This trumpet means that. These two trumpets together mean this. Numbers 10 is where you find that information. Just like if you want to find a dietary law, you go into
Leviticus.
Leviticus 11, right? At least as a starting point. Just like if you're trying to figure out the feast, you're going to Leviticus 23, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know why I was saying Leviticus 26.
Y'all need to get these addresses
Curses and
down.
curses.
Dang. Leviticus 26.
Oh, yeah.
Curses.
That's
Leviticus 26. What's the other one?
Deuteronomy 28.
Not you.
Oh, shit.
All right, fam. We love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. Y'all willing, we will see you Shabbat after next. I will do my best to get this edited and uploaded for Wednesday. Okay. All right, family. We're going to get on out of here. We got some AC issues we need to deal with before we start cooking on camera. Shabbat Shalom. We love y'all. Y'all willing, we will talk to you soon.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Yes, this is Project Wake Up Jacob. On the Sabbath we rest and reflect upon his goodness. Because we are guided by the Ruach Kodesh. Yes, whenever I get dressed, yes, I'm dripping Kodesh fresh.